Tjay and Onyeka. Their ways to me are just not really so straightforward. So
Andy and Wanni, I see them as very aggressive, and even outside the house, they're not like people I would want to be friends with.
My least annoying housemate is Victoria. My most annoying housemate is Onyeka.
Wanni just the most.
The housemates continued with their one-on-one diary session with their fellow housemates playing the role of big brother. For Kellyrae, he said his journey so far has been that of growth because prior to coming into the biggest house, he had problem relating and trusting people. And when asked his impression about his fellow housemates and if they have changed so far in the game, he said yes, that coming into the house he saw Suj as someone that will be very proud. But as time goes on, he began to notice that that's not who Suj really is. He also said he had an impression on Wanni as being a very rude person, but he just learned that it's about the way Wanni approached things, that people approach things differently. Although I don't think that impression has changed, because as he went further in his diary session, he also gave another impression that I think his impression about Wanni is still the same. So far when asked about the dynamics in the house and if anything has changed so far, he said yes, that one can see that the privileges are no longer there. From the gym being locked, the workout session, how their coach is now talking to them in a very more mean and strict way, to the dual dissolution. In fact, almost everything has changed in the house. And when asked about the housemates he trusts the most, he said it's Cassia, because Cassia have known him for such a long time. And the housemates he trusts the least, he said that will be Tjay and Onyeka, that they are not very straightforward people. When asked about the housemates, the most annoying housemates and the least annoying housemates, he said for his least annoying housemate is Anita, that Anita is very reserved, but most annoying is Wanni, that from simple discussions he had with Wanni takes things out of proportion. And then the way Wanni talks to him as well, that Wanni talks to him in a very rude and aggressive way. So that means the impression he said he had of Wanni is still there. Up next, we have Ozee with Onyeka playing the role of big brother. So he said his journey so far has been an interesting one, that he came in with his twin brother. So he came in the most confident and strong-willed level, being that whenever he's with his twin brother, he's always at his best. But so far, he has learnt a whole lot and still learning. In fact, that he's a very much better person now. When asked about his fears prior to coming into the big brother house, he said he has always been about not wanting to expose himself to the world. He's always very guarded. That thinking about it now, maybe that actually held him back from achieving a lot. But in here now, he has peeled a lot of his layers. When asked about the impression he had about his fellow housemates when he came in and if they're still the same now, Ozee said, honestly, he came in as an open-minded person. He gave everybody a blank slate. But the only thing is that the first week, he was watching out for the guys to see who looks bigger, stronger than them. And for the ladies, he was just looking at them from the physical angle of who dresses very well, who is attractive, and all that. And so far, what has changed is just with Chizoba, that with Chizoba, he learned not to read a book from its cover, because Chizoba has so many layers to her that mere looking at her, you can never tell. When asked about the dynamics in the house, Ozee said for every eviction comes new dynamic, because for everyone that leaves that door, it appears as if an air has been sucked out from the house. And coupled with the fact that everyone is in a ship, that those that are not in a ship are now floating, because you just have to make do and have conversation with people in your own angle. And another thing is that the task, that it takes only one task to change anything in the house, that a task can bring joy after it, a task can happen and at the end of it, the house will be lively. One can happen and if it doesn't go well, it can just change the mood in the house. And when asked about the person he trusts the most, he said, of course, his twin brother. And aside his twin brother, he will say Onyeka. And when asked about the least trusted, he said Anita and Nelly. No enough reason though, but because he hadn't had much conversation or connection with them. Ozee said his least annoying housemate is Victoria. That with Victoria is just a big brother and younger sister thing, no stress, and being that he doesn't like stress. So with Victoria, his least annoying. And for the most annoying is Onyeka. But then he's glad that with Onyeka is iron sharpens iron, and he's glad that the both of them even care for each other, for them to be going on that steady roller coaster. And Onyeka was like, I appreciate that I'm annoying to you. And Ozee told her that that's a compliment. Up next, we have Victoria with Nelly playing the role of a big brother. So Victoria says she started this journey very slow, that it took her time to pick up on herself. And the reason is that growing up, she always stutter. And when she does that, friends laugh at her. At a point, she outgrew it. She started talking calmly, counting her words as not to stutter. But then, coming into this house, that inner child came back. That in fact, when she came in, fear gripped her. She now had to, fight to take out that inner child and be her authentic self. And it really took time for her to bounce back and communicate better. That the first week she felt like a lost puppy, that she was just floating, but she's glad now that she's herself and out of that situation. When asked about the fears she had prior to coming into the BBNAIJA house, she said it's stage fright and she does not like opening up because of series of betrayals that she has witnessed. And another thing is that she hates being a failure, but being in the house have helped her work on that aspect of her. And then impression about fellow housemates. So she said Wanni and Handy that the first week they came up very aggressive. She was seeing them as an aggressive people from the way they talk, how they behave. But then she got to understand that they are very sweet people. And she said another person is Nelly. With Nelly just there looking at her. She said Nelly looked like a very saucy, snob kind of person, but as time goes on, she got to know her better. And now she said another impression she had but has changed is Onyeka. That she thought Onyeka was a very genuine person. So she bonded with Onyeka, had great conversation with her, opened up with her, shared a lot of things with her. But now, as time goes on, she's kind of regretting all that she did with Onyeka, that Onyeka is not a genuine person. When asked about the housemate she trusts the most, Victoria said it's Shaun. That with Shaun, she's free to confide in him, knowing that it won't get to anybody's ears. I was even thinking she would mention Cassia. And she said another thing she likes with Shaun is that Shaun is brutally honest. So when she confides in Shaun will advise her in a very brutal way that she will know that, she needs to do this, and fix things. And for the person she doesn't trust at all, she said it's Tjay. That initially she thought Tjay is a very matured person, but she has noticed that Tjay will come to you, have conversations that can instigate things, conversation that he knows that if you really decide to take that conversation deep within you, it will instigate something. It will lead to you confronting people. That's something he has noticed about Tjay. And then for the most annoying housemate, she said is Suj. That Suj is selectively rude. That he decides on who to be rude to and who to be polite to. And she does not like that about him. That may be his personality, but then it doesn't go well with her that you decide who to be good to and who not to be rude to. And for the sweetest, the person that is least annoying, she said it's Cassia. That with Cassia, it's just a sisterly thing for her. She gives her this sisterly comfort. Up next was Shaun with Anita playing the role of big brother. So Shaun said the first week he was trying to balance his emotions. He was trying to make connection, at the same time trying to take care of Victoria, who was trying to find her feet. So it was an emotional roller coaster for him. And when asked about the fears he had prior to now, he said he didn't come in with any fear. That in fact, it was excitement over fear. That he knew that coming into the house, definitely he will have people that will gravitate towards him. But then that his only fear is the perception this show will create about him, being that the cameras do not capture everything, and the cameras might come to you when you're having the wrong conversation, especially with the fact that he has been his authentic and genuine self. He doesn't know what the camera is saying, what people are watching, the parts of him that is being shown out there. That is his fear. When asked about initial impression about a housemate and if it has changed now, he said yes, within Badiwe twins, that he had heard about them prior to coming into the house and he's friends with their cousins. So he had this perception about them that, oh, you know, these guys, that I know their family, I know this, that, but he's surprised to come in here and they happens to be the most open and honest, kind people. And then for the dynamics in the house, he said the open nomination changed everything. That he likes it, that he even told Big Brother that he likes that open nomination. You know, seeing people nominate you, say it to your face, because if it was still in the diary room, you would just be assuming, you would just be acting on mere assumption. But with this, you know who is for you and who is against you. And he likes the tension that it's brought as well, that there are little fights, friction here and there. Then when asked about the housemate he trusts the most, he said it's Wanni. You know, it's funny how Victoria mentions Shaun, and here is Shaun saying it's Wanni, Handy, and then Victoria. So there are other of trust for him. And then when asked about, okay, he also said Onyeka. The Onyeka, though with Onyeka, is not really steady. And then for the least trusted housemate, he said it's Kellyrae, you, Anita, and Cassia. Anita was just looking at him. Well, he said for Cassia, that Cassia gossip a lot. That it might not even be personal. But then, you know, you're saying, oh, you're playing the game, but the extent you're going to play this game, that come on, that the prize money will not even worth the kind of connection and friendship you can make in the house. So why play the game in that manner? When asked about his least annoying housemate, he said it's Tjay. That with Tjay, he don't think Tjay has actually annoyed anyone, and even him. And for the most annoying, he said it's Onyeka. That he hates how Onyeka celebrates her wins. You know, although Onyeka is the closest to him, but she can be very annoying when she wins a task. She'll just be rubbing it on your face. Well, that's it for this fall. There will be more to come from Onyeka, from Tofa, from Cassia, and from Handy. Do well to turn on your post notification bell so you'll get notified when I upload that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you soon.
So annoying. I think I told her just why I'm coming in here. Only because she was near me. It's Onyeka. Onyeka's like,